Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we're taking a look at the AGV Sport ARC Jacket available at RevZilla.com. So for you riders out there, they're looking for something that has a nice traditional look to this. There's a nice distressed overall vintage appeal, but you want to get into 3, possibly 4 seasons. The ARC Jacket is definitely one to consider in AGV Sports lineup. What you're going to see is a full sleeve thermal as well as a full sleeve waterproof, and then you're going to have a little bit of venting on both the biceps as well as out back. So you get a nice piece. It's going to look the part of a vintage jacket, but you are getting seasonality as well. And depending on where you're riding, you can stretch this into a true 4-season piece. Now, when we're talking about sizing with this, Ben on my left-hand side is going to stand at 5'9". He weighs in at 175 pounds, 42-inch chest, 32-inch waist, and he's wearing a size large. Now, if you're looking at AGV Sports size chart, Ben should be in a size small. We're bumping him up 2 sizes to get to fit in this jacket, so it's definitely something to consider when you're getting your size right. You're going to want to bump up at least 1, probably 2 sizes. Now, there is going to be a women's version of this jacket as well. All the features are going to be exactly the same. The sizes are just going to change. Both jackets are available just in the gunmetal color. With men, it's going to go small to 3XL. Now for you ladies out there, sizes are going to range from extra small up to extra large. And keep this in mind. The same way we're talking about with Ben, for you ladies, you definitely want to consider bumping up probably about 2 sizes from what the size chart recommends for you. Now, as far as the overall AGV Sport brand is concerned, this is going to be a company that's really interested in getting riders into protective gear, but they're not going to have to break the bank. The ARC Jacket for gentlemen will come in around the $180 price point, and for you ladies, you're going to get it for around $170. Now, when we're taking a look at this is going to sit pretty high up in AGV Sports catalog, and this is going to be that jacket that, again, is going to give you multi-seasonality, and you're going to get protection as far as CE-rated armor in the elbows and shoulders, and you're getting a nice overall 600D polyester construction with this. So if you want to bump up to something, consider the Laguna jacket from AGV Sport. What that's going to give you is a little bit more of a racy fit, a little bit more of a racy look, and then you're going to get a little bit more seasonality as far as a true 4-season jacket is concerned, because it's going to give you big mesh panels in addition to just, some venting on the front of this. So if you're riding in a warmer climate, you would definitely want to consider, bumping up to something like the Laguna jacket from AGV Sport. Now, breaking down the overall construction of the ARC, like I mentioned a second ago, full 600D polyester with this can be a nice abrasion-resistant piece, and then you are going to work into, CE-rated armor at the elbows and shoulders. You will have a full sleeve thermal with this, as well as a full sleeve waterproof Reissa liner, both of which are removable, and you can use them interchangeably. So you can pull the waterproof liner out, you can pull the thermal liner out, and you can mix and match exactly how you configure those within the overall jacket. Now, starting with the top and working our way through this, you will see nice low-slung Mandarin collar, no snap closure, and it's going to be fleece lined, so it's going to be extremely comfortable against your skin as you're riding around, especially if you're in a little bit more of a full tuck where that neck tends to rub on the front of the collar. It's going to be extremely comfortable for you. Working your way down the shoulders, little bit of accordion stretch at the top, aids a little bit in mobility. Would have loved to have seen them just expand this a little bit more, just to aid in that range of motion. As you're working your way down from the shoulders to the elbows, there is going to be that CE-rated armor, and you'll notice on the biceps, you are going to have bicep vents as well. You pull the zipper up, and it's going to give you about 4.5 inches of ventilation directly to your arms. I actually am a fan of bicep vents. I know a lot of manufacturers have gone away from this, but it really works well if you are in that, a little bit more of a tuck position to catch airflow and just help to push it up into the arms, where it does help to cool you down nicely. Now, as you work your way down with this, Ben, I'm going to hold your arm up for a second. You are going to have a little bit of, kind of padded, there's a little bit of foam in the ridging around the cuff on this, and you will see just a regular Velcro entry point. But what they've done with this, some of the other, more entry-level AGV Sport jackets, it's a little bit hard to get in and out of because there's just a Velcro closure. What they've done with the ARC is they've actually given this little expansion triangle, which makes it easy to get on and off. And then when you want to zip it up, or when you want to close it rather, you just use the Velcro to close it down. So it's still easy to get in and out of, but they're able to, maintain that price point by just including that nice Velcro strap that works over top. You can go ahead and put your arm down. Working our way through the front, nice clean lines. You do have the AGV Sport pop, asymmetrically located over the top of your right chest. And then working your way down, you do have YKK zips with dual hand warmer pockets on either side. Ben, you may face sideways and throw that hand up in the rider position. Now, the first thing you'll notice, nice gussets at the back of the hand. If you are in that more tucked position on maybe a sport bike, it's going to give you a nice range of motion at the gussets located at the back of the shoulders. And then as you work your way down, CE-rated armor at the shoulders as the elbows as well. And when you work your way down here, what you'll notice, you have 2 different adjusters when you get down to your waist. First, you're gonna have the Velcro adjuster, so if you wanna ratchet this down, you can make it a little bit tighter and articulate your fit right nicely against your waist. And then if you want a little bit more room, maybe you're sitting more in an upright or a cruiser position, you do have expansion gussets, which give you about an extra 2 inches of expansion on either side. So whether you need to tighten it down or expand a little bit, AGV Sport has you covered. Ben, you may face backwards for me. And starting with the top, working our way down. Remember that waterproof liner is going to work its way nicely around the top of this, and then the collar on this is going to work nicely to push up underneath your helmet, just maximizing coverage. If you are colder, if it is in rain, it will just give your neck a little bit of coverage so the water is just not pouring down the back of your neck. As you work your way down this, clean lines, minimal branding with the AGV Sport logo up top, and then when you get down the side, you're going to see exhaust vents. So as that air is pushing through the front bicep vents, you do have, again, 4.5 inch exhaust vents at the rear, and they're easy to up, easy close, and that's because AGV Sport does a nice job of giving you these extra tabs on the zipper. Not necessarily crazy about the way they look, but they're extremely functional. If you've got your motorcycle gloves on, it's really easy to reach over, grab the tab, pull it up, pull it down, and if you really don't like it, you can just remove that from the zipper overall. Now you'll notice really nice drop seat to this is going to maximize coverage between the pants, or between where the pants end the jacket begins, and also keep in mind there's going to be a short connection zipper on this, so if you want to wear this with a pair of AGV Sport pants, you'll be able to give yourself a nice two-piece suit. Now the one thing you want to note here, this is just going to be a back pad. So you're going to want to upgrade your protection to the Force Field 001 back protector. That size 001 is going to fit right into this jacket, no questions asked, and maximize your protection, making sure you're covered in not just your shoulders and your elbows, but your back as well. Ben, you may face forward for me, and I'm going to have you go ahead and flip that Velcro open, and then just go ahead and unzip, full YKK zip, and you'll notice there is going to be a nice rain gutter there, making sure that the water isn't pushing through that big Vislon zipper. And then we'll get to our liner system. So actually, I'm gonna hold this side open for you. And what you're gonna notice is you will see, if we could unzip this, is that full horseshoe zipper that goes all the way out on the outside. You've got your Reissa waterproof liner located on the inside part of this. And then you do have that zip out thermal liner as well. Now, like I mentioned, you can configure this any way you want. You can take the thermal out, leave the waterproof in, or you can remove the thermal, or I'm sorry, you can remove the waterproof and then zip that thermal part out to where you would see that traditional waterproof liner zipping in originally. So you can really fine tune exactly how you want to be protected from the elements with this particular piece. You do have a Napoleon pocket on the right-hand side, and then as Ben showed you when you opened up that side, there is going to be a cargo pocket on the inside of the liner as well. Ben, you may zip up for me. Now for those riders out there that are looking for a nice textile piece, maybe a little bit something more vintage inspired, but you don't want to break the bank, AGV Sport has you covered with the ARC. It's definitely one to take a look at if you are considering a textile jacket with multiple layers of seasonality to it. Now there's a lot of riders out there that are rocking AGV Sport, and if you want to hear more about what they have to say, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there using AGV Sport on their rides. If you have more questions for us, reach out to one of our gear geeks, 877-792-9455, or simply type us out an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the AGV Sport ARC Jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.